Welcome back. It is game 3 of the NBA Finals as the Denver Nuggets travel to Miami to take on the Heat in a pivotal game 3. And I got 3 picks coming your guys' way. But first off, let's recap how we did in game 2. Solid 2-in-1 day. Hey, we'll take it. Aaron Gordon went under. Pretty sweaty. Bam Adebayo got his job done. Michael Porter Jr. never had any chance. He really didn't get anything going. Ended up getting benched in that game. But either way, hey, we'll take a 2-in-1 day. We're never going to complain about profit here. Now, let's move on. Let's get into our favorite picks. But I do want to make a note. Underdog Fantasy has a special offer. We talked with them in game 2's video. They're going to have a special offer for Jimmy Butler in game 3. It's not live just yet as I record the video, but it should be live pretty soon. And when it is live, I'll let you guys know exactly how I'm using it down below in the comment section. Also, I'll tweet it out on our Twitter at Calling Our Shot. And a reminder, if you are new to Underdog Fantasy, just make sure you sign up using our code COS or the top link in the description. You get a 100% deposit match up to $100. They're going to double your first deposit. You deposit $10, now you get $20. Deposit $30, now you get $60. You deposit $100, now you get $200. So it's free money. Take advantage of it. You also should get that Jimmy Butler free, special coming up for this game 3 big time showdown. But either way, let's dive into our favorite picks. Number 1 is coming up right now. It's going to be Jamal Murray over 24.5 points, minus 120 on FanDuel. Now, personally, if you got a line at 24.5, I'd play that to right around minus 130. If the line does go to 25.5, I don't hate it, but obviously you know how sharp these lines can get. The 1 point difference can lead to a win or loss. We've seen it happen many times this season, especially as the season gets longer or into the end of the year. But let's talk about this one so far, because if you were to take Jamal Murray's prop in game 2, you didn't really fare too well. But let's talk about Jamal Murray so far this series. In game 1, Murray scored 26 points, hitting the over, 11 for 22 from the field, despite only scoring 2 points in the fourth quarter, a slow fourth for Jamal. Now in game 2, he came back with 18.7 for 15 shooting, 5 points and 5 field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. So a very down game for Jamal, and obviously we can talk about the Heat making some adjustments. Props to Eric Spoelstra. This is what he does. He makes adjustments. Started Kevin Love, and what happened? Well, you got to start Kevin Love. You had to put Jimmy Butler onto Jamal Murray, and we saw Jamal Murray kind of slow to get out of the gates and really never got anything going. The fact he only had 10 field goal attempts going into the fourth quarter, very unlike Jamal, a guy that's never really seen a shot he did not like. And with 2+ days of rest, I anticipate Mike Malone and this Denver Nuggets offense to make adjustments and find ways to get Jamal Murray open. Obviously, Nikola Jokic can't do it all himself. He dropped 41 in game 2. He can't do it all. So they need Murray to be out there and play pretty well, especially being on the road where you don't know if they're getting any production from the bench guys. So at the end of the day, we look at Jamal Murray. He stepped up in the postseason. I anticipate him to bounce back and step up here too. Murray, 25+ points in 11 of 17 games so far this postseason, and 25+ in 5 of 7 on the road. Like to see a guy stepping up on the road. And look, I'm not going to deny it. The Heat have a very good defense. They're not like middle schoolers out there. No, this defense is legit. Obviously, one of the best this season. But still, Murray's going to shoot more than the 15 field goal attempts. I mean, you see the majority of the times he went under was when he only shot 15 or 16 times. I'd be very surprised if you see Murray with 15 field goal attempts by the end of game 3. He's going to be firing it up there. I anticipate him getting back to that 20 field goal attempt type number we've been seeing him do plenty times this postseason. Murray attempted 20+ field goal attempts in 11 games so far this postseason, scored 25 or more in 9 of 11. Murray likely gets back to his 42 minutes that he played, 44 in game 1. He only played like 39 in game 2. He can play a lot of minutes. He's one of the leaders of this team. They need him to get back on track, and I certainly think he gets there. He's only had one game this postseason, one set of games where he went back-to-back games without attempting 20 field goal attempts. It was when they blew out the Phoenix Suns in back-to-back games in 5 and 6. I don't see this game being blown. Should be a lot of field goal attempts around for Jamal Murray. Also, maybe he is struggling with it versus Jimmy Butler. It is worth noting Jamal plays a lot with the second unit at the beginning of the second and the fourth quarter. That's normally when Jimmy Butler's off the court. Either way, really like Murray in a big-time bounce-back game. Give me him to score 25 or more points over 24.5. We'll take it. Jamal Murray, counting on you. Now, let's move to my second pick, and it's actually going to be his teammate, and it's going to be a guy that hurt us in game 2. Michael Porter Jr., over 21.5 points plus rebounds, minus 118 on FanDuel. Now, before you say, Austin, I'm not trusting Michael Porter Jr. You just hurt us, and I know. I can understand where you're coming from. Now, I do want to talk about why am I taking PR, points plus rebounds, versus PRAs. Now, if you look at the difference here, honestly, the difference is 2. And when you look at Michael Porter Jr. to get over 1.5 assists, plus 200. So I think there's a lot better value to take the points plus rebounds line than going to PRA. Now, it is worth noting, I actually think Porter Jr. has a chance to get 2+ assists, but I'm not going to take it at the detriment of, this. If he gets 2+ assists, congrats, it equals the same line as his points plus rebounds. He needs to get 3 or more to make the PRA line worth more. And if you're looking for an individual line, really like his points over, really like his rebounds over as well. Now, in game 2, we got burned by MPJ. We're not going to sugarcoat it. He ended with 5 points, 6 rebounds, 2 for 8 shooting, only played 26 minutes, was bench majority of the second quarter and bench majority of the second half. Yeah, sure. Obviously, we didn't have a good read, and Michael Porter Jr. did not play well. And this was coming off of game one when he had 43 minutes played, 14 points, 13 rebounds. It was a game he shot like 5 for 16 from the field, 2 for 11 from three, 27 points plus rebounds, though. And today we need 22. In my opinion, this is a big response game for MPJ. Look, he was benched last game, and Michael Malone did not say Michael Porter Jr. needs to play better, but it was basically counting, saying, yo, we need these guys to show more effort. And there's a clear that Michael Porter Jr. came out the gates, missed a couple shots, and it showed in his defense and his effort on the other side of the court. And that's why he got benched. I anticipate Michael Porter Jr. to be more engaged in this game, be locked in, and he needs to come out and show effort, or else, hey, he's going to find himself back on the bench for a majority of game three. But I anticipate him coming out here, playing pretty aggressive, and this Nuggets team needs him to be decent, or else they're really going to struggle to win, games. Because we look at Michael Porter Jr., he's their third leading scorer. They're the guy they count on him to get out there and at least score 10 points, sometimes 15 or 20, depending on how Murray and Jokic are doing. But look, at the end of the day, I really think he's going to step up here. And we've seen Michael Porter Jr., but he plays less than 30 minutes, which he's only done in 5 of 17 playoff games. We've seen him record 9, 11, 15, 22, and 27 points plus rebounds. So still went over in 3 of those 5. Granted, one of them was on the hook. But you look when he plays over 30 minutes, over this line in 8 of 12 games. So look, the minutes are there. I think he sees well above 30 minutes today. I would be surprised if he goes back-to-back games without having a lot of minutes. In fact, it's just like Murray. He's only gone back-to-back games with less than 30 minutes just once this postseason. It was in those games 5 and 6 when they blew out the Phoenix Suns. You saw MPJ not play a single minute in the fourth quarter. I anticipate he plays more minutes on Wednesday, and I really think he's going to have a good game. I think Kevin Love, they're going to make adjustments there. They need him out there for the spacing. And look at the last time MPJ only scored 5 points in a playoff game this season. Well, he went out and scored 21 points, had 12 rebounds the next game. You also look at a game he scored just 10 points, went out and had 15 and 10. So if you want to go crazy with the double-double, go for it. But the Nuggets need a third scorer. Can't just be all Jokic and Murray, although if it is just Murray, I'm fine with it if he gets us 25. And PJ is going to bounce back on Wednesday night. Hopefully recoup some of the coin he lost us in game 2. I just think this is a good game, a good bounce back spot for him. I really like MPJ. He's bounced back before. We're riding with him. Over 21.5 points plus rebounds. Now, third and final play, drum roll, please. I don't know if you know what's coming because it is the bankroll builder. It is back. Now, some could say, well, Austin, the bankroll builders weren't too good to us this postseason, but hey, it's always a good time to turn it around, and I really like this one. It's a little bit different than what I had been counting on. Not a lot of overs, going to some unders. You're going to need to be on FanDuel for this one. Bam Adebayo under 23.5 points, Aaron Gordon under 16.5 points, and Jamal Murray over 4.5 assists. This is plus 101 on FanDuel, 3 leg, same game parlay, risking 1 unit on it to win back, 1.01. Now, I know there's going to be people saying, Austin, Bam Adebayo's line is like 18.5, 19.5. Where the heck are you in? These are some alt lines. I'm taking the alternate. FanDuel gives you a bunch of different alternate props where you can go to alt under 30 if you want to with Bam Adebayo, but I like the 23.5. Same thing with Aaron Gordon here. Now, if you're on DraftKings, maybe that's your only book. The highest you can go is under 14.5 for Aaron Gordon and 20.5 for Bam. I like it there, but I would not play a full unit on that. Maybe you limit that to maybe a half unit, depending on how spicy you're feeling. Now, obviously, taking these higher lines gives us some more wiggle room in case one of these guys does play pretty well, but doesn't hits a regular over, but goes under this alternate over. And honestly, when I was looking at other plays for this game, the 2 that stuck out to me, Aaron Gordon under in PRAs. Once again, we took that in game 2 at cash. And Bam Adebayo, I like this under in points, but I like taking this for a little bit of safety. Now let's start with Bam Adebayo. Why are we fading it? Because in game 2, we trusted Bam. We said, we need points plus assists, and he got it done. But so far this series, you look at Bam, 26 and 21 points. So sure, he went over that 23 points that we needed to stay under today. But I find it very unlikely Bam shoots 25 times like he did in game 1. And also, Bam is under this 23.5 points in 19 of 20 playoff games so far this season, including 5 of his lowest 6 scoring games have been at home. So not just going under 23.5, 5 of his lowest 6 playoff games this year been at home. So he's really just not showing a lot of effort on the offensive side, scoring the basketball. I mean, not necessarily effort, I would say, more so, well, his teammates, his role players are playing better. That's what's going to happen when you're at home. On the road, we see Bam try to take more offensive, responsibility trying to score. But at home, it's just more of a, hey, we'll let the Gabe Vincents, Max Strus, Duncan Robinsons, all these guys kind of get going, whereas you don't see a lot of volume from Bam Adebayo. Now, look, he's also shot above 50% in back-to-back games. Look, still Bam Adebayo at the end of the day. What are the chances he goes 3 straight games shooting well from the field? We've been on the bad end of some bad Bam Adebayo games. So I'm not saying this is a bad game. He could still score 23 points, which is pretty good, but still, I like that leg. Now, next up is Aaron Gordon. He's under 16.5 points. Both games this series, so 16 and 12. Last game, 2 for 2 from the 3-point line. Yeah, it's probably not happening again, but he's also under this line in 15 of 17 games this postseason. His 3 lowest scoring games have come on the road. Another guy that like a role player, when they go onto the road, they normally play worse. Not a surprise that we're taking his under here. Like AG wants to go off and go crazy, sure, but we know the Heat made those adjustments, kind of limited his production. He scored 6 of his 12 points from the three-point line. Sure, AG wants to start knocking down some threes. Go for it, buddy. And then the last leg will be Jamal Murray to get us 5 or more assists. He's done that in both games this postseason and this series, 10 and 10 in both of them. He's also had that in 5 assists in 16 of 17 this postseason, had 21 and 17 potential assists in the series. Really like him having a bunch of different potential here. Sure, Jimmy Butler's going to make it tough on him to score, but I still think that he scores 25 plus points. He can so easily get us 5 plus assists. I think it's well overblown that the Jokic turned him into a scorer, and that's how you beat the Nuggets. I think this is a big Jamal Murray game, though. I wouldn't be surprised if you see Jokic get a triple-double, but that's not what we're betting on here. We're betting on these guys. 5 assists for Murray, under 16.5 points for Gordon, and under 23.5 for Bam Adebayo. I like it at plus 101. I think this is the best and easier way to hit these bankroll builders. If this one hits, we'll probably be running it back in game 4. But that's all I got for you guys today. A reminder that Underdog Fantasy will have that special. You can take advantage of it. Should be for Jimmy Butler. I don't really know exactly what it is. Probably just score 1 point. So take advantage of that. I'll have how I'm using it in the pinned comment section down below. All the states where Underdog Fantasy is eligible, they're on the screen. Take advantage of it. We love Underdog here. Hopefully you guys love them too. I'll be doing a lot more Underdog plays as the season wraps up and into the MLB as well. You guys have a great rest of your day. Let's have a great game 3. Let's go 3-0, and I'll see you guys back for game 4. Peace.